You know, I think the driver of the epidemic in South Africa is a values crisis. And poverty can be an exacerbating factor. Because there are communities that are poorer than we are, but have a much lower incidence. So if there was a direct correlation with that, without a deterioration in values, they would be worse off than we are. The challenge we have here is that we've got a values crisis. And because of that, we then find excuses. I agree it has an impact. I agree you got to empower women. But there are highly affluent working women that still get infected. There are affluent women that are in high-income households, that are monogamous housewives, that get infected. And part of the problem is this. You ask yourself, those young girls, who's infecting them? They are being infected by males with money, with no conscience and no values. And they are being exploited. So we're moving into the realms where we might talk about prostitution. But what you have is transactional sex. What you have is gender imbalance. What you have is largely men like me that have lost all sorts of moral direction. No moral compass. You know, one of the issues is this. Why we embark on stick to one partner is that when men stick to one partner, you won't have households without men. You will reduce the households without income. Because this man make babies all over and they just keep going away. So you have households where there's no income and there's serious issues of putting food on the table. So we need to go back to the moral crisis and the fact that, you know, the moral crisis is exacerbated by the fact that there are no consequences for this moral degeneration. It actually gets rewarded. You're a principal, you've impregnated 3 pupils, you still keep your job. It's a major problem. Well, we need to go back and say, this is not acceptable. This is moral degradation. This is a loss of values, exacerbated by all the other things. You know, there's also the issue of, we talk about poverty. Some of these girls sleep for cell phones. Now, how does cell phone eradicate poverty? How does airtime eradicate poverty?
It doesn't.
How does nude clothes, fence issues eradicate poverty? We need to actually open up the discussion of these issues so that people must value themselves. Girls must say, where's the bursary? Where's the free education? So that I can go to school, feed myself, and not feed myself, be dependent on someone potentially infecting me so that I can get luxury goods or even basic foods.